Don't make this mistake with your estate plan. If your goal is to avoid probate, a revocable living trust is one of the most effective tools that you can use, but it only works if it's set up and funded correctly. That's the part that a lot of people miss. I'm Darcel Lobo, an estate planning attorney for the past 17 years, helping families with wills and with trust. Let's get into the details of today's video. In order for your revocable living trust to work properly, it has to actually own the assets. Now, that's the foundation of everything when it comes to your trust. It's not enough that you just signed your trust. You have to actually move your assets into it. Your house, your bank accounts, your investment accounts, those should all be titled in the name of the trust, or at least have the trust named as the beneficiary on the financial accounts. For any real estate, you want that title in the name of your trust. Because probate only applies to assets that are in the individual's name, so not in the trust name, and that don't have beneficiaries at the time of your death. So if the trust owns them, then it's not going to go through probate. If the trust is a beneficiary of any kind of financial accounts, those also won't go through probate, thereby eliminating the need for probate, which is usually the primary goal for a lot of our clients. This is why funding the trust is key, because an unfunded trust does not avoid probate, and it negates all the work that was done to set it up in the first place. Once the assets are in the trust, or again, the trust's name is beneficiary, upon your passing, the person that you've named as your successor trustee steps in and begins to administer the trust without having to go through probate. So they liquidate assets, close accounts, sell real estate, pay any debts that you may have had, file any final tax returns, and then make distributions to the heirs of that trust. So this successor trustee, this is someone that you are appointing to handle everything. This can be a family, this can be a friend, or a professional trustee like a neutral third party, but that option comes with a cost. So for any of our Washington residents who aren't sure who they want to name a successor trustee, or if you're looking for a professional trustee, let us know. We're happy to send you our list of options for professional trustees. So again, your successor trustee is liquidating all assets, paying all debts, doing final taxes, making distributions to all the heirs according to the terms of your trust without having to go through probate. There's no probate costs, no probate fees, no court deadlines, no waiting on a judge to oversee or decide on something. This can create a much smoother process for your family during what's going to be a very difficult time for them. As I mentioned, a lot of clients like to have the revocable living trust to avoid probate, but there's a few reasons for that. So probate is a public process, and so there is a delay with probate. Now, probate is pretty streamlined here in Washington, and I don't think that's true in other states, but with probate, it's a public process. So if you have a will that goes through probate, anyone could search your name on the probate court docket and see what your assets were, what your debts were, and how much your heirs received. Whereas with a trust, you avoid not only the probate, but you get privacy, which you would not be receiving in a probate process. And so the trust keeps the court out of your affairs, you stay out of probate, or your estate stays out of probate, and you get to keep some privacy, and allows the trustee to act a little bit quicker. They're not waiting for letters testamentary to be able to access bank accounts or make other decisions on behalf of your estate. The trust allows them to act pretty immediately once they have a death certificate. And again, I think the key here is that the privacy you get to keep. So there's no disclosure, no court record of how much your assets were, how much the debts were, how much your heirs received. So if you want that private for your personal affairs, or if your heirs want that to remain private and not be for anyone to see, the trust may be the better option for your estate plan. So if you want to get your estate plan done and you want to avoid probate, reach out to our office and let's see if we can help you. We have an online estate planning questionnaire that you can complete for us to review and see how we can help, and we have that link down below for you. If you're trying to decide between a will, between a trust, and if you aren't sure which one is right for you just yet, you're going to want to watch this next video where I break down the pros and the cons of the two options of a will versus a trust, and I'll see you in the next one.